Hello, just a bit of a freeform one today. Feeling crap about yourself is just awful, and it doesn't go away. And that's the problem. You kind of try and do various different things, or see different people, or get different courses, or understand different things, read different books. But what I found with my condition is that it doesn't go away unless you do. I know, found certain things, and yes, I'm a coach, and I'm passionate about helping other people. But I just watched a video and of a guy who struggles with depression, and in it he said, and I felt compelled to message him, and I'd love to help him, but and I don't mean that arrogantly, like I can bestow upon him my help, but it would be lovely if I could. So I kind of reached out to him to see, anyway, just to start a conversation. Because in it he was saying he hates himself, and this isn't just about men, this is women only, it's not gender specific. So if you can identify that you hate yourself, the mirror thing, and I've worked with clients that have covered mirrors before because they hate the look of themselves so much. I mean, that's just awful. I'm sure she won't mind me saying, or would she? Anyway, I've got somebody on my team now that used to cover the mirrors. They were so negative about themselves, their own appearance. They were so full of disgust for themselves, and now they help other people. They're on my team, and it's just a lovely thing. Just a lovely thing. But it's I used to have this kind of prop of doing it. It's of illustrating it, and it's when we're, hi, how you doing? Yeah, fine, cool. Yeah, a bit tough day. And it's like, normal people don't know what to say to that, do they? It's like, and the prop, I'll get it out of the way, otherwise I'll be distracted with it. If I could plug this into your brain, okay, that sort of stuff. I can hear it now. Oh God, you're so disgusting. You're so, why am I so useless? Nobody likes me. The way you hold yourselves back because of all those negative thoughts. That's the stuff that we don't say, but that's going on because people don't understand it, so why would you say, oh, I hate myself? And this chap did say that stuff. And of course you want to react straight away and say, no, you're not, but it doesn't matter. You can be told 1,000 times, you're not. But this one's stronger. This voice in your head is stronger. Yes, you are. Yes, you fucking are. So getting rid of that voice is so important, but it's really, really deeply ingrained. So for me, the two things to go to are kind of personality profiles, which are really useful, and the robust ones to really understanding personality differences. That, I use the Big Five. It's most renowned, most robust. That's useful, but it gives you one set of perspectives. But the other one is that you can't ignore, and that won't change anything unless you do look at it. That is past childhood traumas, and for some that is a traumatic experience. But I like Gabor Mate's definition. I said this recently in my video yesterday. Definition of trauma isn't what happened to you, it's what you made it mean. So all the little traumas we have, that as a kid something happens, the family make a joke out of it, and you become that person because it forms a belief. How beliefs are formed in there. I had my haircut today. I love having my haircut. How these beliefs are formed. So trauma is really important. And whenever I hear somebody being really, and it's quite rare that we're so open and vulnerable that we say about how disgusting we are, or we think we are. And I can say, I used to think I was ugly, disgusting, and no, I didn't think I was disgusting. I thought I was useless, which in a way is disgusting. I mean, to absolutely be a useless person, you need somebody else to carry you. You need somebody else to look after you. You need somebody else to, balance out, because I'm nice, but I'm useless. So I'm a weight around something, that's, to believe that stuff. The ugly is superficial. Some people seem to like me, that's all right. And I'm not fishing for stuff. This is the stuff I've kind of mostly resolved now, but thinking this stuff is detrimental, and it's terrible. So resolving this stuff I find fascinating. And what I got fascinated around, what is it? I've been a coach for 22 years. I got really fascinated about what helped people change and suddenly change gear and get into it's like what made the penny drop, and somebody just got something and then was able to implement it. Well, others were stuck. And of course I was one of those others that was just stuck. So it's really difficult. What did I write down here? So it doesn't go away. It can be tough. So ugly, stupid, useless. None of it's true, but you believe it absolutely, as sure as night and day, and the world spins. And I was going to say people went onto the moon, but that's I won't use that one. So as absolute certainty, rock solid belief, concrete belief. It's not something that just somebody else telling you, oh, you're not, you're amazing. That won't shift it. So that sort of stuff. So that's non-gender specific, but the personality thing I think is interesting because it's black and white, it's proven, it's robust. Whereas you get into this trauma stuff, and I say trauma because it's just a word, but the beliefs that we form, the negative core beliefs, that's what I refer to them as, but they're kind of traumas because they traumatize us. Now, what did I put? Personality profile, you can't really see that, and I thought about making it bigger, but you can't really make it bigger. I should have done it in white, but comes up the big five. I should go like that one. The big five, you might have seen this already. Extroversion, I think we understand that. Neuroticism, kind of negative thought, worry. I can't even agreeableness, of course. So agreeableness, being too nice, if you're on the extreme. So it's how you kind of like to please others in a way. Your organizational approach, how organized you like life to be. So that's conscientiousness and openness. That's around openness to ideas and stimulation like that, and creativity. So stimulation, different philosophy, different ideas, different approaches. So this covers all the different the five big aspects have two traits under each one, and it goes into tons of detail. And it's really reliable and it's really interesting if you like that sort of stuff. The reason is, and the blue are the men, and the mean score for men, the green is the mean score for women. There's an average, and when you're around the average, it's all right. But it's like, what's that curve called? It's not the Pareto, is it? Maybe the Pareto one. 80% in the middle, but it's at the extremes of these scores that you get. Let's go like this. It's at the extremes when you're particularly high or particularly low. That's when it can cause you difficulties. Of course, there's balance of some positive aspects to it, but it can also be negative in some ways. So I got particularly interested with what was my difficulties, and this is my personality profile coming up here. That hasn't worked. There, ping. So in terms of, I didn't have it open as well. So in terms of the blue, the men, this is where mine is. So mine's a little bit more extreme, and I can now track that back down to thinking as a child that I was, or a teenager, that I was weak and too effeminate, and I cried too much, and I had evidence of that. I'm like way more than most women, in terms of let's see, this agreeableness, particularly extroversion. There's extroverts, but agreeableness, people are people pleasers, and this can cause lots of problems in relationships. You please other people in difficulty of actually pushing yourself forward for promotions. Oh no, you're better than me, you go ahead. It's self-promotion is difficult. Growing a business, when you're difficult, you find self-promotion difficult. Conscientiousness, when you do tasks, maybe you carry other people, but the mix of these two particularly can be really difficult. So I don't want to go into them too much, but I found that personality, understanding your personality, is really interesting. And for me, I found aspects of my personality that I hadn't really thought of around before, but the creativity for me is really high. I've always known I've been creative, but the need to have my pictures, I'll take that away, that my pictures was explained when I went into the real nitty gritty detail of my personality. It was like, oh, that explains so much. I love beauty and I appreciate things. I understood that from other profile personality psychometric tools. But this one really helped me align sort of personality with trauma and map out kind of my past, why I was so down on myself, and then I'd amassed tools of how to help stuff, and I work a lot with metaphors and how, because we all do in our brains anyway, naturally, but kind of aligning that, it's like, okay, then we can level the playing field, if you like. So, okay, maybe I'm not ugly, stupid, and useless. So then what do I want to be? Because that's my default bump. And I have to work with that on a daily basis. And I've been working on it on a daily basis for kind of a couple of years now. Something big happened to me 3 years ago. It was my third divorce. I mean, it's just first divorce, shocking, upsetting, destroys part of you, did me. And again, I come from this highly emotional aspect. So this agreeableness is emotion. So I'm a very emotional person. So it destroyed part of me in a way. And I'm being dramatic, but I feel things very intensely. And that's why I like working with people like this that are high on agreeableness, because I understand the intensity of emotions. Whereas other people, oh, stop it, God, calm down. It's like, no, that's not it. But mixed with conscientiousness, if you've got high conscientiousness, then you will do what you say. If you've got low conscientiousness, you've got low responsibility, you maybe don't find doing tasks and keeping your desk tidy, your house tidy, those things get on top of you. When you've got a reasonable level of conscientiousness, you can keep on top of stuff in life. Doesn't mean life is easy, just means you keep on top of stuff. And if you're that way inclined, then you're more likely to actually take learning and apply it, even though it's difficult and awkward and you don't want to, but you understand it and you do stuff. It's a bit like if you have no sense of responsibility, which is the same score as conscientiousness, then going to the gym, getting into shape is just, and I've gone through that. I've increased my personal responsibility. I'm vegan. I'm not espousing that on you. Teetotal. I'm again not pushing that on you. I stopped smoking many years ago. I'm not pushing that on you. But I can discipline myself, and it's around discipline. So you need to be disciplined to change, but you need to understand why you're like, why you think such negative things about yourself. So I find that really interesting. I just wanted to share a bit of that, and that it doesn't go away on its own. Bugger. It doesn't go away on its own. And counselling and some psychotherapies don't address the issue because they don't look, for me, at these two issues. Yeah, they might look at personality. Tell me about your childhood. They might go into the childhood, but really for me, and from the clients that have gone through many years of this in the past, they don't really make sense of it for you. They might give you some complicated words, and I've always been like that. Dyslexia served me well, not so well at school, but I did all right. But in terms of, I don't like terminology. I need to understand it. I need to understand the complex theories, and again, because of my personality profile, I now understand that. I like that. I like understanding complex theories, but I don't like espousing them. I like to make it into espousing. It's a great word. I like to put it into normal language. I like to make it accessible and easy to understand. That's why I like metaphors so much. And there was a nice metaphor. Shall I share it? Now I've said it, I feel like I have to. So the metaphor he shared that he found really useful, that somebody else shared with him, was about hating on yourself, about not looking after yourself. He's saying it's like if you get a beautiful, I know I can relate to this. I've had lovely cars and again, I look after things and value things and cherish them. Not everybody's the same. So he said, it's if you get this, ideal car for you, or car you loved and maybe cost you a lot of money, but the money thing not so important. It's just your ideal car. You love it. This thing that you love, and not a person, but an object. And he said, every time you go and see it, you kick it, you scratch it, you dent it, you do all the things you'd never do to a car. Yet that's what you do to yourself. So every time you go to that car, it wouldn't take you very far. It wouldn't serve you very far if you just beat on it and never looked after it. So why would you expect you know to go very far if you're doing that to yourself? Which is a lovely metaphor. Don't stop beating on yourself. Stop it. But we need a mechanism, and that's what made me reach out to him. It's like you need a mechanism to stop beating on yourself. Yes, it's a great one. Yes, it might stop you in the moment, but it's like if the default is to beat on yourself, you need to change the default, and that's what I want to come across or put across. So if this is relating to you, or you could want to share this, that would be doing me a great service. Thank you. Share this with somebody that you feel struggles with this, that you tell them 1,000 times they're so beautiful and amazing and wonderful, or funny, or whatever, and they go or handsome, or pretty, don't, makes them so uncomfortable, then share this with them, see if they can relate to it, but by all means message me, because I'm wanting to work with a few people to build this app that I'm building at the moment, but that's a bit by the by. Don't I have a picture of that? Look, I've got a picture of it. Dun dun dun. Yeah, so I'm building this app, and it's I find it difficult to promote, given what I've said, to promote this thing, and I haven't got the money to chuck ads on Facebook, so it's like organic is difficult. So if you've got people that you can relate, or you personally relate to this, then I'd love to have a conversation with you. What I'm doing is separating the men and the women, and this lady that I mentioned, she's going to be serving the women, and I'm going to be serving the men, and I think that's a nice thing. I'm quite excited by that. So my name is Will Perry. I hope that has been interesting to you. Have an awesome rest of the day, but ask me any questions about this stuff, because it just sticks out like a sore thumb to me now, and I'm very passionate about helping people in that way. All right, many thanks. Have an awesome rest of the day. Bye bye.